we are very excited to be part of this Superwoman series. I'm going to be interviewing Kelly. For those of you watching, one, thank you for tuning in. Kelly, my first question for you. Can you tell everybody just who you are, your background, and kind of what has led you to, your career beginning in tech and in sales?
So basically, I studied marketing and PR at the University of Rhode Island, and I minored in business and leadership. So where does tech come into that?
College.
Yeah, right, exactly. Complete rivals, A10. And I played a sport my whole life. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to become a professional baseball player when I grow up. Nah, that doesn't happen. So I ended up working for a wholesale distribution company right after college during COVID. And during that time, I saw a lot of automation and changes happening within the field, and I wanted to become a part of that. I knew that I wanted to be part of that change that the world kind of takes on, and be a part of that change long term. So I looked into tech, and one of my best friends, actually from college, she worked for Celonis and referred me. We talked a bit about the company, talked a bit about the position, and I wanted to go for it. So that brought me here. I've been now at Celonis for about 8 months. I started in February. I am a level 3 BDR focused in retail and CPG, so consumer products. And typically I, dial away. I call every day. I do my outreach. I connect with people, and, I insert myself into that change happening every day. So it's very exciting, a good place to be. And I'm happy I made that jump from wholesale into tech. Tell
me about what are some of the things like that you've been enjoying most being in like the tech industry in comparison to, the previous industry and role that you were in?
Yeah, I think that being in tech allows for a ton of growth and a ton of opportunity. It is a world of what you make of it, and you can truly open the door for yourself in this world. The work that you put into it is the work that you get out of it, and it is an industry that no matter how smart you are, no matter how much you know, there is always something to know more. There is always something to learn, and there is something that you can always better yourself at. Going from wholesale distribution, even before that, going from marketing into wholesale into here, right? I would say those two other fields, they are extremely solid in a day-to-day foundation. They're extremely solid in what they are and what their industry is. In the grand scheme of things, it's not going to happen every year, where literally you can wake up tomorrow and there's, newfound software, newfound solution that actually changes the way a business can run and a business can work. So that's the biggest difference I've seen from industry to industry. And like I said, being part of that change is a very fulfilling feeling. And I also love to learn. So it is very, very motivating to know that I don't know everything and I will never know everything. And I can work each day to know as much as I can that day. So
how do you feel about being a woman in sales? Because your role as a BDR, obviously you're the beginning of the sales cycle. Like you said, you're dialing away, you're introducing Celonis, the technology, to prospects that may have never even heard of it. But how do you feel like being a woman in a sales position in tech has affected you, or in a positive way, or like maybe things that you've experienced that you kind of want to highlight?
Yeah, I think that being a woman in tech is something that I encourage people to break into. And I understand, that you're not going to see a lot of familiar faces. It's going to be a predominantly male-dominated field. And it's something that, if you do decide to get into it, it is something that you need to be comfortable with. But really working hard and putting in that grit, having that grit and putting in that effort, it allows you to stand out because you are one of the few. So there is, there are those things that you have to deal with, right? That you are the only female in a man group, there are times that you can potentially be overlooked. But if you are in a position where, you come here to work and you put, your foot on the metal and you hit the ground running, you really allow yourself to be that needle in the haystack and stand out and shine brighter. And I think that also being a woman in tech to some point can give you that advantage, because when talking to other females, you can, at least in the industry, I know for me personally, when I talk to other females in the industry, whether they are the CFO, whether they're a manager, whether they're an analyst, there's kind of that level set that you guys can understand, hey, we're both working towards this together. Why don't we have this conversation? Why don't we move forward? Why don't you hear me out and let me hear you out? Let's talk about your peers. Let's talk about this. And where that conversation can lead you, if it doesn't end up leading you in a sale, it can end up leading you into an expansion of your network within the field, within that industry, that will only benefit you in the long run. So being a woman in sales, being a woman in tech, it is not easy. You're not going to walk in, on your high horse and not get kicked down, but the horse will keep running and you'll keep going, and it is evolving, and you will evolve yourself, and you'll come out of it a much stronger woman, a much stronger professional. And I am personally happy I took that jump, and Celonis has also allowed me to learn from some of the best women in the game.
I guess that we'll somewhat wrap it up here, but before we do, I would love to hear from you on any advice that you would give to somebody who, any women who is potentially thinking about getting into tech and maybe also getting into sales. What would be some advice that you would give somebody just thinking about this as a career?
Yeah, I mean, Amy, you probably have heard me say the term "go nuts" before. I think that it is a playful way of just saying, go for it, go after it, do what you got to do, go, as a woman, you kind of need to build that network so that you can pave your own way. And we all know that our time as women is harder than our time as men. And as hard as it is, us women, we will go balls to the wall to make that way for ourselves, and we will do it, and we will accomplish that. So my advice is to reach out, network, and just go for it. It is crazy to think that each day you can enter the field with a new finding, something new happening. And if that's something that interests you, if you're interested in actually, making more money on top of your money, if you're interested in working hard every day and making a world for yourself and paving that way for you, if you're interested in how processes run and how simple solutions and simple fixes can actually save companies millions and millions of dollars, reach out, go for it, have those conversations, network, and apply. Just go nuts, take the leap, and it will work out for you.
And I think what's really some of the themes that we've talked about in this conversation is women want to support women, and they want to see other women be successful as well. So, reach out to me, whoever is listening, if you want. Reach out to me. Thank you so much. And I can't wait to see all the other series that come out of this. I've loved the one that I watched so far, and really excited to see this progress. So thanks everybody for watching. Thank you so much,
Kelly.
Thank you guys.